Hey, what's up, you guys? Johnny Bean here. This is exclusively Van Halen, the online show. This is also a podcast. And look at this, you guys. Another article interview on Alex Van Halen, this time from Billboard magazine online. Let's look through this. Let's read this. And don't forget, October 24th, I'll be down at the Live Talks LA event, Alex Van Halen, with Ariel Levy. And I'll bring you guys exclusive coverage from the event. So make sure to keep it here. Subscribe to the channel. We have so many new people here again. Thank you so much, you guys, for subscribing. Somebody dropped a comment saying, "Oh, I can't stand, those noises you make with that machine." Well, eventually we'll have a live studio audience in here at some point. So anyway, guys, smash that thumbs up, smash that subscribe, and let's talk about this for let's read this. Let's read through this. All right. Here we go.
Hey, this is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Bean TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!
Welcome, everybody. Johnny Bean here, exclusively Van Halen. The Van Halen Show on YouTube, on X, on Facebook. This is basically an internet show, so we're basically everywhere there is. So in the chat, !S, please. We'll give you all our social media links. So check that out, you guys. All right, let's actually, we need to say hello to the top tier of channel members before we start. So channel membership here on Johnny Bean YouTube channel. It's a way you can help support the channel and support these shows. The top tier are the executive producers, and they are currently CC, Bay Area Rich, Majestic PB and J Cat, Music Therapy Laz, Michael B, Sherman Callahan, Nova 9, Warlag, R Habs, Flipper Carlin, and Janice Lala, the intern. Happy birthday, Janice. It was Janice's birthday yesterday, and we had a birthday show over on the Music Therapy Laz show yesterday. It was a lot of fun. So check that out, you guys. So let's say hello to some people really quickly here. We got Brandon from Arkansas. Welcome. We got Noel. I tagged you in the Billboard post. Thank you so much for tagging me in this stuff. I appreciate you guys. Noel, those of you that tag me, on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, all that stuff. Jeff T, channel member, is here. Holly Lewis, channel member, is here. Alex is on a roll with his interviews. Yeah. Yep. Leading up to the release of the book. Music Therapy Laz, channel member. There you are, man. Had a fun time hanging out last night. Keith H, channel member. Bobby, hey, welcome. Hello. Love the show. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jeff T. We have Dan Gorman now. What? We have a Brandon Gorman? Yeah. Are you guys related? I keep trying to watch Janice's birthday show with Laz, but things keep popping up like this show. That's okay. These shows, the cool thing about doing these shows live is you can join us live. You can participate in the chat. You can help support the channel. You can change my lights, get my attention. That's the cool thing. But, the majority, most of these shows, they get most of their views afterwards on replay. So, but we appreciate everybody that watches these shows, that drops comments down below. And by the way, speaking of that, down below in the description of this video on YouTube, there'll be a timestamp. So if you just tuned in, you want to get right to the action, click that timestamp below. All right, let's do this. Let's try to do some reading here. Billboard magazine there's a lot of ads over here for White Claw, which I'll admit is pretty good stuff. I used to drink that. All right, Alex Van Halen. If I start throwing dirt, it'll never end. Alex Van Halen on why he didn't want his brother's book to be a tell-all book. Before I die, I would like to at least partially set the record straight, Alex says. So there's a nice photo of Alex right there. Very nice. And you guys, let's read along. Let's try at least. There's a lot of ads on this website, so it might the screen might shift around a bit during this, but it's okay. Alex Van Halen hopes that those coming to his new memoir, Brothers, for a tell-all, will be disappointed. It's not about the dirt, Van Halen. Van Halen, older brother and bandmate of the late Eddie Van Halen, tells Billboard, if I start throwing dirt, it'll never end. I mean, that's the way the internet is, you guys. You guys know that. I mean, you guys are all on Facebook, right? There's constantly people fighting, battling back and forth about this and that. Roth, Hagar, who's better? Whatever that is. And the thing is, once you get into that, you can never win. It'll never stop. So, But let's see. If I start throwing dirt, it'll never end. I think some people would like that. That's how projects are sold nowadays. I think it divides the audience, which is true. I see that in I run one of the largest Van Halen groups called Exclusively Van Halen. Make sure you guys follow us. Join the group. And I see that every day. I'm constantly having to ban people, block, stuff. All the time. And actually, Facebook automatically blocks things, and then I get yelled at. People get mad at me, saying, hey, why did you block but delete my comment? And I'm like, I didn't do it. Facebook did it. Because you can't stop saying stupid stuff. It's crazy. But let's see. I think the tone of the book and how I want the book to be perceived is more of a spiritual and creative level. That's why there's very little or any dirt in there. So that's cool. The majority of things that were written about Ed were third party. He continues. They weren't really there. I'm not degrading any of it, but it's not accurate. I really felt like a lot of the stuff that was out there was incorrect, and it didn't do justice to the more sensitive side of it. So before I die, I would like to at least partially set the record straight. And there's a nice ad for a Big Mac, Big Chicken Mac. What? Here we go. Brothers, publishing October 22nd. And written with New Yorker staff writer Ariel Levy, who actually will be interviewing Alex at the event next Thursday. So if you can't make it to that, actually they will have they'll be recording the event, and you can actually purchase a replay along with a signed book. So that is available. I don't know. It may be sold out. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I will be down there, and I will bring you guys coverage from that event, and that is October 24th, 8 p.m. Pacific, I believe that is. So, but you have to be there. You have to be there in person, but then it'll be there'll be a feed where you guys can watch it later if you purchase it. Let's see. Acknowledges the sex and drugs and rock and roll, but as the title indicates, it's primarily a chronicle of the brother's relationship with his guitar hero brother, who passed away during October 2020 at the age of 65 after a long battle with cancer. The tome is undeniably emotional. I think it means tone. With some passages written directly to his late brother. That's something that we heard when Alex released an audio clip, which was on Spotify, and then he released an Instagram and Facebook post where you could hear him reading, and it was Alex reading to Edward, to his brother. Van Halen acknowledges that the process really took its toll on me. Let's keep going. You have to remember that we were together for 65 years. That's a lifetime, if not more, explains Van Halen, who was born in Amsterdam and came to the United States with his family in 1962, eventually settling in Pasadena, California, where the Van Halen band was formed in 1974. Brothers not only forced me to look at everything Ed and I had done in our lifetime, but also, and I should thank Ed for this, it forced me to look at me. What are my motivations? Why am I really doing this? Who does anybody do this? It took me a lot of places very heavy. Throughout Brothers' 231 pages, Van Halen discloses the tight bond between him and Eddie, personally and musically, and presents the connection between those two as one and the same thing. Van Halen offers a detailed account of his entire family dynamics, too, from the influence of their father, a jazz musician, and their more strict Dutch East Indonesian-born mother, and the impact of immigrating to America and being treated as outsiders. The passion for music came early and was constant, and of course, and one can read in Brothers a kind of mission on Van Halen's part to offer the more expansive and sophisticated view of his brother's talents. There was more going on than most people recognize or realize. And it's not our job to teach people, explains Van Halen, who also makes use in the book of a variety of other sources, including published interviews with his brother, books by original frontman Dave Lee Roth and producer Ted Templeman, and philosophers. The brothers, who first learned to play piano, actually started out on each other's instruments before switching as teenagers. I think they switched a little earlier than that. I think Edward had said he was 12 when he started guitar. But, of course, Alex, was a couple years older, so he would have been a teenager. When Ed picked up the guitar, he could make it sing. It was amazing. The sound, that intonation was phenomenal. You couldn't express it in words. Everybody gets blinded by the fact Ed was such a phenomenal player that you're not even understanding who the human being was. Many people don't care, but I care. He's my brother. Brothers of a band. Writing about Van Halen, the rock band, and Brothers, Van Halen says, me, Ed, and Dave were very subversive in the way we looked at music and the political system and the way we looked at people in general. The band was dysfunctional. It was completely running on three wheels, if you will. I think Ed was quoted as saying, but we always played well. And that was ultimately what kept it together until it was no longer together. It was a very sad moment when the whole thing fell apart. Van Halen, in fact, writes in Brothers that Van Halen's 1985 split with Roth was the most disappointing thing I'd experienced in my life. The time that seemed the most wasteful and unjust until I lost my brother. Despite the acknowledged rancor with Roth over the years and blaming Roth for the failure of a planned Eddie Van Halen tribute tour, Van Halen maintains that I'm not angry at all with Dave. He was one of the three main components of the band, and at the time we didn't recognize it because we were constantly battling things out. That's why I mentioned in the book that the first person I called when Ed died was Dave, because I felt like I owed him that. To the work we had done together and the fact that our families knew each other and the fact that everybody was sort of on the same level, if you will, when we first started. I don't know if there were things, I don't know where things went wrong. I have nothing but the utmost respect for Dave and his work ethic. I just think some of his choices were really strange to me, but that's not my job to figure it out. Other than his brother's death, Van Halen chose to stop the story with the Roth split, leaving out substantial runs with Sammy Hagar and Gary Sharon. Even the reunion with Roth that started in 2007. Roth and Hagar both wrote memoirs after their respective tenures with the band. Van Halen cites limitations on how big the book could be, but also says the scope of the narrative made sense. It happened after Dave left. What happened after Dave left is not the same band, Van Halen explains. I'm not saying it was better or worse or any of that. The fact is, Ed and I did our best work whenever we played. We always gave it our best shot, but the magic was in the first years, when we didn't know what we were doing, when we were willing to try anything. Not surprisingly, Van Halen was not responsive either when Hagar and bassist Michael Anthony reached out about him taking part in some way in their Best of All Worlds tour celebrating Van Halen. I'm not interested, he says. They're not doing the band justice. They can do whatever they want. That's not my business. Everybody wants some. Van Halen does add, however, that his auction of drum equipment and other items in June was misinterpreted and simply clearing out a warehouse of gear that wasn't being used. I'm not quitting. I don't know where that came from, Van Halen says. I'll die with sticks in my hand. Spinal issues he's been battling for decades are still present, he adds, including a recent injury during a trip to a shooting range in 2022. But with modern technology we have now, I should be okay in about 5 years, he says. Well, that's good news. That's very good news, you know. And by the way, here, let me let's jump over here. Let's check out some comments. We got 91 watching right now. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Smash that thumbs up, smash that like, smash that subscribe button if you dig this stuff. My name is Johnny Bean. I know we have a lot of new people here, and I just want to say, if you guys dig this stuff, you know, this is the place you want to be for rock music news, guitar content, Van Halen related content. Let's see. T Fetch is saying hi. Hey, dude. AVH Tribute Remastered. Thumbs up. You're doing some great stuff over on your channel, man. Rick says brothers. Let's see. Dean says, wow, this seems amazing. Wow. Over on Facebook. Bay Area Rich, channel member. Dude, thank you again for the guitar, man. We do a show. I do pretty much daily shows here. We do a show Saturday nights. We call Straturday Night. And this is a guitar that Bay Area Rich gifted me. We met up on Monday. You guys can watch the video. It's here on the channel on YouTube. We met up at Guitar Center. And this is a guitar by a company called Firefly. It's a Van Halen style guitar. And I'm going to start working on the guitar this Saturday night right here on my channel. So keep it here, as Michael Anthony says. Okay, so I was about to say, you guys remember that auction? You guys remember that auction? Johnny Bean, it's Rick Rule. How are you? I'm doing good, man. Hope all is well over on Facebook. You guys remember the auction for the drums and stuff? We talked about that. We actually had the auction house on the show here, on the channel. You guys can actually find that. And if I can remember, there'll be a card right about here on playback where you can watch that video. We interviewed the auction house. Anyway, they were nice enough to send us over some stuff after we had them on the channel. They sent us some Alex Van Halen drumsticks right here. They sent, you know, several things over. They sent that. Where's that other thing at? There was a wristband. Actually, they sent a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff is here. I'm in a brand new studio. If you guys are brand new here, so if you yeah, it was Jacques. That's right, Jacques from Backstage Auctions. If you guys are new to the channel here on YouTube, Facebook, X, if you go back and watch previous videos from like 2 months ago, you'll notice I'm in a totally different studio. But this is my brand new studio here. I got guitar stuff. Look at that. I got a bunch of vintage packs of Van Halen strings. I've got all kinds of stuff. Like I told you guys, if you like your Van Halen, this is the place you want to be, because I know my Van Halen. You know, we got old sets of strings, all sorts of cool stuff. And actually, we do giveaways on this channel too. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and participate in future chats and giveaways. So let's see. Despite rumors of what the Van Halens were up to between the last tour with Roth in 2015 and Eddie's death, Alex maintains there was little to report. We never really talked about it, he says. We prefer that things just happen by some kind of magic. The issue was Ed had been dealing with cancer for quite a number of years, and some of the stuff that he was doing out of normal procedures, if you will, had side effects. Some of the stuff that was being said about Ed was completely wrong, and it was painful. He was fighting cancer. It's as simple as that. Fans are certainly excited about the presence of a new instrumental track, Unfinished, that's part of the audio version of Brothers. It hails from a trove of ideas the brothers recorded at Eddie's 5150 studio and stashed away, and Alex anticipates releasing more of the material when it feels right. Now that, I'm going to applaud that, man. The fact that Alex Van Halen is looking into releasing, you know, some of the material in the studio, that's big. And that's, Alex, if you're watching this, you know, we thank you for that, because as fans, that's stuff that we really would love to hear, because a lot of you know that Edward, you know, he recorded all the time, every day. Edward would spend all day at 5150 writing and recording. So there is so much music. There was, I mean, not that it's all, you know, that's why that one track is called Unfinished. Not that it's all complete songs. It's not. I think it's probably the farthest from that. But it's a lot of ideas, a lot of you know, unfinished material. And it's very interesting. You know, we've been talking about this the past several days. A lot of interesting stuff. I'm not in a hurry, he says. I do have a certain obligation to keep it to Ed's standards. He was meticulous, and he was a pain in the ass. And I need to have access to the right takes, because not every day did we play at our best. But we always had the tape recorders rolling. We didn't go in the studio like, hey, we're going to make a record from beginning to end. We had little pieces here, little pieces there. You put them away until the time comes and you go, hey, I think I like that piece. And then go back to it and build something from there. He told Rolling Stone, we reported this the other day, he told Rolling Stone that he's approached OpenAI about using this technology to help turn some of the material into songs. Now that is a very interesting thing, and I know there's some Van Halen fans I've read on Facebook and some of the comments, some of you guys are not happy about that. Personally, I think, I mean, AI, like it or not, AI is the future of technology. And if you don't embrace it, if you don't, you know, at least look into it and use it, you're going to be left behind. I can tell you that, because, you know, I've been doing these shows for 10 years. I've been on YouTube. We're going on 19 years of content on my YouTube channel here. And I can tell you, AI is the next step in this medium, in technology, in broadcasting, recording, just entertainment in general. AI, and I know some people think, that can go the wrong way. And we've seen it, you know. I'll give you a quick example here, you guys, you know. I listen to a lot of different music. I'm a musician. I'm a professional musician myself, and I listen to a lot of different music, and I've heard some commercial, like let's say an artist like Katy Perry. We'll take, for example, she has a new record out. She released a sample of a song. Somebody took that sample and used AI to like predict where the song was going to go. And it didn't go at all where the actual song went. Once you heard the actual song, I think it was Woman's World, which is one of her latest singles. But so it can go AI can go in a totally wrong direction, but it can also help analyze things and bring out the best, or possibly bring out things that you couldn't have imagined. So anyway, I think, the fact that Alex is looking into that, I think that's a good thing. And he knows his brother. He knows the way Edward thought. And like he just said in that quote, he wanted to, bring everything up to Edward's standards. Edward told these DJs in Iowa back in 2004 that if music was not finished, he wouldn't release it. Edward had very high standards, and the fact that Alex acknowledges that and wants to keep up with that, I think is a great thing. Holly Lewis is saying, channel member Holly Lewis, thank you for your support. AI can be used for good or evil, just like any technology. I'm just afraid it's going to make people brain dead because they won't want to think or create anymore. We'll wait and see. Yeah, I mean, you can tell when but also it can be used to enhance things and figure out things. Let's see, I just saw another one. Chris Gill said that Unfinished is actually a song from Van Halen 3. Second album, but they pulled Gary's vocals out. Is that Chris Gill said that? I know Chris. We're not getting any younger. Well, I am. Look at a photo of me of 10 years ago. I look way younger than I did. Let's see. Is it Sheen? Awesome show. Glad I caught it. Hey, you're welcome, man. Thank you so much. Brandon says, Johnny, I think we are friends on Facebook. Are we good Facebook friends? I actually am really good Facebook friends with what I consider the greatest Van Halen photographer of all time, Neil Zlozauer.
Hey folks, Neil Zlozauer here. Check out my good friend Johnny Bean TV.
Awesome, thank you so much.
But let me do one more. Where is it?
We're good Facebook friends.
Okay, wait, where is it though? The Johnny Bean TV.
It's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. It's everywhere.
Okay, let's do one more.
Okay. It's everywhere.
Hey folks, Neil Zlozauer here. Check out Johnny Bean TV on Facebook and YouTube. You'll enjoy it.
Neil Zlozauer. Neil is awesome. You guys know Neil. All the classic best Van Halen photos from the stage, from live and studio, shoots were taken by him. He's incredible. Okay. So we're Facebook friends, Brandon. Right on, man. The past few years, man, all my social media accounts have just blown up, and everything is just going up and up and up. So I just want to thank everybody for all your support. Let's see. Where are we? Let's keep reading. We have 106 watching right now. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this. I know people want to hear it, Van Halen adds, before continuing that. The other side of the coin is it doesn't sound like Van Halen. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. He says that for future releases. He's also looking forward to getting some people involved, other musicians and producers. You have to have the right team because not everybody can do everything. So we'll see. For the time being, Van Halen is focused on promoting Brothers, which he'd also like to turn into a movie. Though he notes that I learned a long time ago not to put your hope in things that don't exist yet. I know people who would be willing to participate, but it's a very complex fabric of things. that need to happen. Meanwhile, Van Halen has 3 book events lined up. Signings at Barnes & Noble in New York on October 21st, and at Books and Greetings in Northvale, New Jersey, the following day, and a live conversation on October 24th at the Frost Auditorium in Culver City, California, and that's where I will be. I will be there, you guys, and I will bring you guys exclusive coverage from that event. So make sure you keep it here on Johnny Bean TV on YouTube, Facebook, X. Give me a follow. Subscribe to the channel. And that's coming up. That's next week. That's next Thursday. Right? Today's Friday, right? Yeah, today's Friday the 18th. So that's Thursday. Thursday coming up. Okay, we read that. People can ask whatever they like. That's their prerogative. Van Halen says it's my prerogative to answer or not answer. One thing Van Halen will make clear, however, is that his brother is still a strong presence in his life. He's not gone for me, Van Halen says, citing the island voodoo of their mother's upbringing and the spooky action of a distant concept of quantum physics. He's still there. His spirit's here. It is not something you can grab or touch. There's something between us that's just connected on a level beyond explanation. Scientists will tell you you cannot destroy energy. It just takes different shapes, and that's kind of how it is with me and Ed. I had a really tough time when Ed passed, full of rage for a number of reasons. I heard this thing by Billy Bob Thornton. He just said basically when his brother died, he didn't know how to deal with it. And he basically said that you're not running away from the fact that you're not together anymore. You'll accept it for what it is, and then the pain will slowly diminish. But it'll never go away. That's why I said in the book, when I see you again, I'm going to kick your ass. Brothers. There's the cover right there. Awesome cover. What year, in the chat, what year is that photo? What year is the photograph? I'm looking forward to this, by Alex Van Halen. There we go. Billboard magazine. There we go. I'm looking forward to this book. I'm looking forward to the audiobook. And we'll get to hear Alex narrates. We get to hear that. We get to hear the complete song. You know, we get to hear the whole tune. And I know my internet's kind of crapped out right now, so bear with us. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But anyway, hopefully we're still here. Oh yeah, okay. All right, audio's still there, but yeah, the internet's kind of strange. All right. Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much. And let's see. Yeah, the audio is kind of messed up. Oh, well, here we are. Okay. All right. So again, Alex Van Halen, Billboard magazine interview. Check it out. And thank you. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I know my internet's acting kind of strange, so I don't know if you guys can even hear me, but if you can, thank you, channel members. Thank you for your continued support for this channel. And I will see you guys on the next show. All right? This is Johnny Bean TV. Smash that subscribe. Smash that thumbs up. All right. All right, I'll see you guys later here on Johnny Bean TV.
Hey, this is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Bean TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!
Thank you again for watching. Click on another video. We've talked about a couple other Alex Van Halen interviews and articles. You can click on them on the screen here. And I will see you guys on the next show here on Johnny Bean TV.